Okay, today is 28th of May 2022, and this is our first session, 105A, and topic of discussion today is lower self versus higher self. And this is just for the understanding what we consider as the first we'll discuss about what we consider as a lower self and what we consider as a higher self. So it is just a view, like it is not the so-called ultimate truth, but we refer something as a lower self, something as a higher self. Why we have chosen to define them like that, and what are the interactions, and what is the understanding of their characteristics, and how do you know that they are which is lower, which is higher, and all these things, their characteristics. Hello. And there, so we will go into the detail, and this is the fundamental understanding. So it is just we will go ahead with their understanding of it, and then this understanding itself will help us to grow in our walk, our spiritual path, and then with the clarity that what we are doing here. So just to going before going into the definition or defining which is lower and higher, let me share some the scientific truth. All of us, we know we have the DNA. So DNA is a coded form of what are the characteristics of our human DNAs we have. We have, most of us, we learned in the biology, or if you search, you will get that what is DNA and how it works and all these kind of things. This DNA holds the code, and when that code is affected, it is that comes into active mode, then that reflects in our own capability, characteristics of our lives. So many the DNA coded are hereditary. It comes by generations. Something has been culturally means human race wise, it has been picked up something, and those are also there. So there are different attributes of it. So, and we get also both from the father and mother, we get that, and ultimately that forms our own DNA. So that's not a big deal. I'm not going into the detailed discussion of the what is the main how DNA is formed and all these things. But the study I was mentioning about, the how much, suppose we are all intellectual human being. We live our life, we have studied, and we have, gifted intelligence, and we apply it, and we work and use our intelligence for our earning, living, or working, or contributing to the humanity in that sense through our works. So at the end of our intellectual life, we have, do a lot of hard work, achieve much things in our lives, maybe get awards and a lot of promotions and recognitions and all those kind of things. This life, most of us, we have this kind of life, something or other. At the end of this life, it has been proven scientifically, only 3% of our DNA is activated. So that means whatever you call as achievement and the life, whatever you have done and all these things, this is just a effect of activation of 3% DNA of our body. What we carry, all of us, we carry the DNA. And the scientific community, they could not, genetics, they could not find out true, you know, usefulness of the rest of the 97%. So now it is changing, but earlier they used to call it as a junk DNA, like it is of no use. They're just there, you know. But that is something science could not arrive at. That does not mean that they don't have any usefulness. Yeah, those are also coded, and many things are coded there which are not activated. So this activation, this part, going beyond this 3%, it's mostly coming from, not from this physical world. So it is coming to the spiritually that can be activated. But I'm not going to that for the time being. So let us stick to that. So what were normal life we lead, that whatever achievements, whatever things we live our life, and we happily lived, all these things, activities we do, 3% our activation. That means when a person dies, 97% of potential is not activated. What are those potentials? Will come later on. And during the process, most of the people, they live their life in this way. Nothing wrong in that. I'm not criticizing. I'm just simply sharing the facts. When a person live this kind of life, that is, we call it eat, drink, and be merry. Merry means be happy. This kind of life, then, and we have all, of course, we have to earn our living, and maybe we have achieved something professionally, or in our work, and recognitions, awards, and all these things. That's fine. And so this life, so when a person leaves his body, most of the time, this life has a 3% activation, and the chakra wise, that's why the higher and lower is coming. Chakra wise, only lower 3 chakras are activated, like Muladhara, Sadhisthana, and Manipura. And this is the story of most of the human being on planet Earth. So they leave the body again and again with only
Pranam,
lower
Dada.
three. Pranam, Madhusri. Only lower 3 chakras activated, and only 3% of DNA activated. Okay. And this is the story of most of us. When we live that kind of life, we are operating through our lower self, because there are higher potentials, there are higher chakras, those are not opened. There are there are DNAs higher level to have a higher potential, those are not activated. So we lived complete, finish our life, because life has a timeline, a time scale, like starting and ending, time limitations rather, not time scale. Within the thing, if those are not activated, we just live some life which is, only limited to those aspects. So if you go to the chakra and their characteristics, you know that the lower 3 chakras, what they represent, and you can see reflect that what most of us, we live that kind of life. The lowermost, the Muladhara, is a survival instinct. Yeah. So to survive, whatever we need to do, whatever we think, and all those things, that is considered Muladhara. Swadhisthana is it is a pleasure, all kinds of pleasure, and in fact addictions, and all these things are governed by this, temptations, and all governed by this second chakra, which is Swadhisthana, or you can say this is the be happy thing, that is controlled by second chakra. Third chakra is a power and ambition. We are ambitious. We wanted to have more power, more money, we wanted to grow higher in the positions. Uh, we have ambition, nothing wrong in that. But that is controlled, that is governed by Manipura. Manipura, that is a place of jewels. Okay, Manipura. So whatever we like to have, wealth and all these kind of things, that's there. So if you see most of our lives, normal life, yes, normal life is that only survival, enjoyment, and then um, have some kind of achievements in our professional life, get some recognition, more money, and all this kind of things, and that's it. Yeah. So that if we operate that life, then it is operated. It is called we are operating as our lower self. We have not reached beyond that. Even the logic, the external knowledge that even if somebody is doing scientific research, that also comes from this Manipura. So in that sense, even though somebody is topmost scientist in this world, I'm not saying all of them. There are many who are connected, who are blessed, who are. I'm not talking about them. I'm saying normally when they achieve accumulated knowledge and a lot of study, a lot of this and that, they achieve something. It is still they are operating through our lower three chakras. They live their life of lower three chakras. So that's why the lower thing has come, because the chakra position wise, it is operated from lower three chakras. So that's why this is to be defined as that their operating level. The higher level things starts when our fourth chakra, which is the center of seven chakras in our body, you cross the center when your heart chakra opens up. And this heart chakra, when opens up, opens up with your higher potential. Okay. Below is doing phase, what you do. And from here, the being state starts. Many times I have mentioned, we are not human doing, we are human being. Human doing is up to third chakra. And heart chakra, when opens up, then further possibilities, the higher faculty opens up in us. And through that, so the heart chakra is a pure love. So we shift from the intellect to the feeling. A lot of things we feel what cannot be intellectually explained. What we feel, and most of them that it is the truth we are being felt. If you enter some place and you are not feeling comfortable, you don't know why. Yeah, nobody said anything or did anything. You may be correct. That feeling is coming from somewhere. Somebody say gut feeling or intuitive feeling and all those things. But anyway, those are come from your feeling, the heart chakra. If this is not opened up, so the feeling part, that faculty is not opened up. Feeling, compassion, and all those kind of things. By the way, when I say the operating from lower three chakra, it does not mean that upper chakras are completely blocked. We get glimpses, but we don't operate from there. Okay. But to be fully opened and aligned and energized at the time of activating this chakras, and I explain who got initiated. I normally explain before initiation what is the initiation is all about. The activation of the chakras has three parts. First part is unblocking the chakra. If it is blocked, it's opened up. Like we have sometimes in our basin and all, the tube gets choked. So we need to put some powder and to flush them up. So there is a possibility something is not opened. It's blocked. We need to flush it open. So first is to open the blocks. Second is aligning the chakras. Align means the chakra. Chakra means the wheel. No? The wheel can be this way, that way, that way. So it needs to come parallel one by one so that the energy can flow through. So all parallel, same, angle, same thing, that is called alignment. And third thing is energization. It has to be energized to start rotating. Then only it will be fully activated. So activation has three elements. One is unblocking, then is aligning, and then is energizing. When you get initiated in the beginning, then the master uses his energy to activate all the chakras for the first time, all at one go. If there is any block, clear the block, align them, and then flush that energy so that energy, all of them are there. So that is the initiation. It cannot be done by our own physical energy. It's impossible to do that. It takes 100 times more powerful energy that whatever we get from the food and vitamin and the bodybuilding. So anyway, that's a different issue. But what I'm saying is, if somebody has never been initiated, there's no spiritual energies invoked to get that those higher chakras opens or activated, most likely they will live their life with lower three chakras. Then when the higher chakras opens up, okay, then what they do first is that you have a feeling, the compassion that's operated from your heart chakra. Then the throat chakra is a communication. Yeah? See, our physical communication device, I'm talking now, we are using the voice box. But throat chakra is not voice box. Don't misunderstand the throat chakra as a talking device. Okay. It's a communication device, chakra I'm saying, throat chakra, which establish communication between lower chakras and higher chakras. Okay, I repeat. Throat chakra, physical throat, we use, voice box, we use for talking, communicating. And throat chakra, when activated, is it used to communicate with higher chakras? There are more chakras above our body as well. So all this higher dimensional chakra or higher level of chakra within our body, those communication starts when the throat chakra is activated. And then the third eye, your wisdom, your spiritual knowledge, your experiencing of the truth. Not something which you, read somewhere and remember in your memory, not that. That was best controlled by the third eye. And Shahasrar is a further connection with the divine, the broadband. So now lower self is that self what I defined so far, and the higher self, when all chakras are opened, you are fully aligned with your soul consciousness. It's a broadband with your soul. Soul consciousness is connected with the universal consciousness. So basically, you are fully connected with your higher dimensions. That is called higher self. So it is all about your operating level. If your operating level, higher self doesn't mean you have to die and go somewhere. No, same body. But if you're operating, normal way of operating of people from lower three chakras, it is called lower self. And when all your chakras are activated, you are connected with the higher dimensions. That is called higher self. And lower self is limited to our physical body. Higher self is not limited to our physical body. We have a 7-body system. I have explained that earlier. Only lower two, like physical body and the energy body, these two are kept falling under the lower, which goes at the time we die. But other remains. So the lower self is only the body and mind package, which we have to leave at the time of death. But our higher self is connected, so there are more bodies up there. Third, fourth, fifth, sixth. The those are package of our higher self. So also we call it a soul consciousness or soul. So for higher self, lower self is just an instrument. I explained earlier also, each higher body contain all the lower bodies. So, and I also explained how it is possible. I give an example of say my house in say in Dubai. So my house in Dubai may be the physical body. So, and we live in Dubai. So Dubai contain my house, and Dubai is in UAE. So the country. So UAE contains both Dubai and my house, and it is a part of the world. So world contains UAE, Dubai, as well as my house. Okay, and so on and so forth. The solar system contains Earth, you know, Dubai, and my house. So any higher bodies, they contain all the lower ones. So that means that's why I am saying our physical body is just a representation part of the higher self. Just like the my house is a part of the world, which is true. It is a part of that. So same here. So that is our lower self is a part of the higher self. Yeah. So this part, I hope it is clear what we call is a lower self and what we call the higher self, the definition. Now let us go into the few characteristics. What are the characteristics of when we operate from our lower self or higher self? Which characteristic tells us that which self we are operating from? This our lower self. Okay, let me put also another thing to distinguish the characteristics. Our lower self is always helping us to explore the physical world, the external world. It is helping us to understand that science and all whatever the things are that study and all those things. So it is helping us to understand external world. Whereas our higher self helps us to explore the inner world. So in other words, our lower self is physical and the higher self is spiritual. And I've noted down few points. So that your the outer self, the physical self is a superficial, it just doesn't have any true depth and connection, and it operates through mind. And whereas our higher self operates through consciousness. Consciousness is actually the infinite depth. It is not superficial on that. It is unlimited depth. So it is infinite possibilities there, infinite area to explore upon. That through our higher self we can do. And physical self is always limited. So I call it private limited. Okay, so that is always, we have the limited capability, limited time, we have a lifetime, limited strength, limited knowledge, limited power, everything is limited. Whereas our higher self has an unlimited the power, strength, knowledge, and everything. So there are many something like higher self is eternal, lower self is temporary. As I said, the time higher self is higher self is selfless. It doesn't have that this is mine and this is me. Whether the lower self is selfish. It's all about all about me. So if we are operating from that, which is about anything about me, nothing wrong in that. I'm not saying right and wrong again. Yeah. Then we are operating from lower self. But if we are selfless, uh, then we are operating from our higher self, which is we are all our thoughts, further actions are related to the collective thing. Then we are operating from the higher self, and it is only about me, my happiness, my pleasure, my power, mm, my words, my thoughts. Then we are operating from the lower self. Higher self is always calm. If you operate from the true calmness, then you have reached to the depth that gives you the calmness, where the lower self is mostly disturbed, or it can be instigated in the very minor things, it get disturbed. I heard Anurag has posted his I think some his interview with somebody and blog post, I think. Here he has beautifully given an analogy of that. Like, if you go to a pond, which is this lake, which is depth is not too much, yeah, then a little bit of disturbance in the water, the mud from the below comes up, and it muddy the water. That is a characteristic of our lower self. But if it is a sea, you know, then no matter what happens on the surface, even a storm, it never gets muddy because this is a too much depth. It is always calm. So if you go that depth, you know, if you go to the depth of say 50 meter, it will be fantastically quiet and calm. Okay, so this kind of thing, those are there. Then, then it is also shows that which characteristic we follow. So that's what it is meant by it is always calm, and this is in the little instigation it gets muddy. Yeah, lower self. This is the interesting one. Maybe a lot of people will debate it. But lower self always needs a proof, proof of everything, proof of existence, and proof of scientific explanation of the creation. Hmm. Higher self does not need it. Why? Because it knows it. Anything we know, we need not to prove. So, means suppose this is the time of the day, I know it. Hmm. I need not to prove. No? Why should I go and prove that this is a daytime? There are many characteristics. I can give many characteristics why it is a daytime, but if I know it, I need not to prove it. No? So, from this perspective, if you think it is a day, that who operating from higher self, he knows it. Who operating from lower self, he wants to prove, show me, prove that it is daytime. Okay, I'm just giving this so that you understand that you know it's obvious. Huh? What do you say? It's obvious. It is a day. From the consciousness point of view, everything which is truth is obvious. But our lower self doesn't accept certain things. It needs proof because it has not experienced that yet. That's why it needs proof. So these are some interesting characteristics. Okay, lower self is art bound. It is more concerned about what is happening to the physical body, physical world, obviously. And higher self is a mostly its working field is in the spirit world or beyond. So that is what our higher self they do. And as I said, that physical body is a part of it, not everything. So it has got a lot of area of work and the field to get it done. And then also all these kinds of desires and temptation, our lower self get fall into, and it logically justify that why the higher self never fall into temptation, because it understands the truth. It is a trap. It is a mind game. So it knows. So it avoids that all those things. Lower self binds karma. Higher self, there is no karma. Lower self lives with the duality, good, bad. The higher self, it is all experiences, nothing but good and bad. All right. I hope I can go on and on and on, but I hope I have given enough, points to understand the difference between these two. So with this understanding of that, so what is our, what we can do about it? How we utilize this knowledge on our spiritual journey or the spiritual path? Uh, Again, our lower mind will ask me questions that why spiritual path? What's wrong with the way I'm living? Why I need to take the spiritual path? Okay, that's a good question. The thing is, the truth is, whether we accept or do not accept, we are created from the source. We have to go back to the source. That is our ultimate journey, completion of journey. If we don't go with for that journey, it will eventually come. There is no other way. We are only thing is we call detour. We are spending just time. And this particular aspect, when we disconnected from that, the higher, the truth, and try to settle something here, then we have already spent hundreds of lifetime into that category. Eat, drink, and be merry. We have to take birth again. We have some desire not fulfilled this life. Come again, do this thing, or bind some karma to settle the karma. This kind of lives, these kind of things. It's called, the masters call it. You are in the loop of punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam. Like again and taking birth and death, birth and death, birth and death. So you are like a moving in a roundabout, not going anywhere. So sometime you need to break it and come and move forward. And that moving forward, I have already had one session on that one, which is called the only way out is in. Okay. Means this cycle of life and death. I'm not saying that life and death is bad. Yeah. I'm not criticizing. I'm saying what is happening. The creation will wait for, already it's created long millions of years back, and it will run another few millions years back and further, and so that everybody come back. Okay, there's no hurry, there is no time either there. So but only thing from us, we have to consciously choose to exit, or to graduate rather. Exit shows that we are losing something. We're not losing something, we're gaining something. We are graduating. How many times you keep on learning in the same class? Okay, graduate. Go for the next higher class. There are many classes. So rather than sticking to here, eat, drink, and be merry, and limited ourselves with the 3% of DNA. Okay, let us try. At least let us make it 5% this time. The spiritual, the abilities come. Those are like about 20%. You'll be a fantastically superhuman being. So, if you have that, all of us, we have that in code, not activated. Higher level communications, thought reading, and connecting with healing, and all this kind of thing. They are the abilities that we all have. So, but we didn't activate it. Anyway, so what would be the, so ultimately you have to go anyway. So there is no way you can avoid higher self. Higher self is in witness mode because we have a free will. We are doing whatever we are doing. It will not interfere unless until we ask consciously, take effort to connect higher self. Higher self will not interfere. This process of connecting our higher self and going further to our ultimate goal, to merge with the Creator, that is our spiritual journey. So ultimately, what will be the best combination? Yeah, lower self, don't get the idea to kill the lower self. No killing. Okay. It's a wrong approach humanity has taken. You have to kill the enemy. Don't kill the enemy. Convert the enemy into a friend. That is your win. Convert a uh, devil into a saint. That is your winning. Not killing the demon, not killing the evil. Okay, it will never go back. Anyway, so what we are doing here, if we can bring our, we'll keep the lower self and we open our higher chakras, activate that, then we get all the attributes, whatever I mentioned of the higher self, and the lower self will be under direct guidance of our higher self. That is the best combination possible. And this process is called our inner guru awakening. Our soul consciousness is our best guru. Our inner guru. So if we can activate our inner guru, and our lower self is moment by moment under guidance of that, who, no matter who is your guru in the external life, it is not possible to have him or her every moment, right? Okay, you can have some communication, maybe once in a week or a few times in a week or whatever, once in a month or something like, but it is not possible to have 100% of time, you know. Then your inner guru is possible to be with you 100% of the time, every moment. So that is the best combination possible, that you establish the system within you, your inner guru, which is higher self, is guided, is guiding the lower self. And all thoughts, words, and action you are taking from your lower self under the direct guidance of your higher self. So you are getting the attributes of the higher self and operating through the lower self. Like if you say the analogy, even though it is not correct in this context, but it is better to, for, if the higher self is your brain, lower self is your hands. If you move your hands as per the your higher self, then it can give the action to be all purified, zero karmic actions, and your heart chakra opened up with the compassion. You will do all those things, so it will be full alignment with your consciousness. And if you go to that level, then this is called a liberated life. We don't get into stuck into all those things, the desires and traps and all those kind of things. We'll have a smooth life and we'll go there. I'm not saying it is a rich life. Doesn't matter what is the financially wherever you are, but I can guarantee you it will be a blissful existence. The bliss, in the blissful existence, and is the highest form of reward you can get in the living body. So everything is that part of the bliss. You are experiencing it. Every cell of your body is experiencing that bliss, and you are operating from that. There cannot be any better existence on this planet Earth. So this is the final outcome. This is how we can grow ourselves spiritually without losing anything. Uh, you like some food, you eat, no problem. No, don't think that torturing your physical body is a spiritual. It's completely opposite. You have to take care of yourself, take a good care of yourself, go to the level of self-love. Okay, so it is just the opposite. Spirituality is not about sacrificing anything, not eating something, not doing something you like, and not talking something about being silent. Nothing of that. Or full day meditation. All this is a wrong concept altogether. You enjoy your life and fully connected, so that you are already internally you are in a blissful state, and externally whatever the jobs you need to do, whatever the work you need to do, whatever the way you communicate, when we communicate with others, then there is no judgment running in our mind. You see how beautiful it is. We don't have anything, any ill feeling to anyone, towards anyone. Just simply say that person is walking his or her own path, I'm walking my own path. How does it matter? In the nature we know that, no, the two trees, they never fight or judge each other, right? Everybody is growing, everybody is reaching towards the sun and getting the sunlight. Everybody is live and let live in true manner. So in that sense, you come to that stage, you are not anything. Whatever is possible, you try to help or something, but somebody got help, somebody didn't, you know, it's okay. You are walking your own path. So, and that is the true blissful living through this on this planet Earth. One day, okay, the term will be over, but you will be elevated, and then nothing yet to be bound about. All strings cut. And this, the whatever at the time of death, whatever has to be experienced, we have already voluntarily surrendered those. So death will not be a painful thing anyway. Okay, it will be the just graduating with the honor. So that is the so-called, if you want to give it a success, that is the success of your human life, and that's the best possible the outcome of a human life. So that's it from the learning point of view, the lower self versus higher self. And if there is any question, so you're welcome to ask me now.
Yeah, Dasdeep, I've got a question.
Yes.
Uh, Two questions rather. Uh, just a minute. Uh, this is first question is if say a person who is not entitled, can he be connected with the higher self? I mean, to get connected with the higher self and be guided always, one always has to be enlightened, or otherwise also it is possible.
Very good question. See, like a normal people, they can establish connection on request. Okay, like when you go into connect with, suppose in the computer systems, you connect with some server, right? The login or something, or maybe in the, okay, in the mobile, say you go somewhere, you connect with a Wi-Fi. Hmm. Some particular to have the connection. So anybody, anyone can connect with that the higher self, but they need to put that login and password thing to get connected. So they have to consciously put that effort, at least to have that request and the connection, check the, the available Wi-Fi and all those kind of things, put that and then connect it. So this is a state of normal. It is a choice. If somebody not willing to connect, he will not get connection, like Wi-Fi. Yeah? But enlightened people, only difference is they are always connected. Means they are 24/7 broadband. Okay. That's how I explain it. So they need not to put a request to connect. They're always connected. That is the only difference. So to answer your questions, that you don't need enlightened to get connected. But to keep the connection on 24/7, you need to get enlightened. Otherwise, you lose every time. Lose the connection, nothing wrong. Establish again request. Okay, so that is the difference.
But for that, one has to be all the chakras has to be always aligned
Correct.
actually.
All the chakras has to be activated, and Kundalini energy has to flow through all those things and cross the things, and then broadband opens up. But normally, what happens is that during this process, it goes to the different chakras, say third, fourth, fifth, and then meditation over, or have done something, start talking something which disturbs that energy, or eaten some food which is a low pranic, hmm, or something dead thing, low vibration, it comes down. Okay. So on and off, it keep going. While meditating, I'm sure all seven chakras will you get connected. When we do the expanded awareness state in every session, we get connected. All of you get fully connected. Only thing difference is the masters can keep there all the time. But the normal people slowly, like a water in the open plate, if you keep there without top up, it gets evaporated, right? Yeah. So it slowly evaporates. You need to top up.
Okay, thank you.
And only
Uh,
thing is, masters, they have a connected to the source, like, lake or something. It never fully evaporates. It's connected to the source. It will keep, get connected, replenished. That's all.
so my
Okay.
second question
Yeah.
is uh, the masters. Uh, you said that the DNA 50% activation normal people has when they die. Okay.
Hmm.
The masters you said maybe 20% DNA activated.
Yeah.
So is it not possible to get 100% DNA activated, or if not, then why?
Now, this is a good question, but 100% DNA activated, your physical existence has to cease. Hmm. Means you will get a ability of permeability to all the places simultaneously. You exist all the places simultaneously. Suppose this attribute is not possible in a physical body. So you have to give up the physical body. It's possible. You can reach there, but you cannot hold the physical body. So that's why what does master chooses not to go beyond a level, even though they can, because they need to operate in this world and guide others and all those things. So it, they hold that physical body, and so they don't allow to go to certain level when the physical existence disappears. That's why even any master, if they can open any heart chakras, all are saying there are many on the top. So what happens, and that below also there are many compensatory chakras. They go through all these chakras, open up everything and all, but finally they decide to operate from either heart chakra or third eye. They bring it back to the body, operating level, and operate from there. Most of the masters, they operate from heart chakra, operate with love and compassion. They could have done to, say, 213th chakra above our head. It is possible. Okay. But your physical body then will be, it needs to disappear. No use. So operating level, you experience that, you come back and then you operate. That's how they do. But if whether they can operate from other, yes, they can.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank thank you so much, Ravi. Thank you.
Okay. God bless you. Yes, Nirupam, go
Uh,
ahead.
uh, uh, yes, as we understand, DNA is a physical thing. It is part of
Yes.
our body. So after death, what happens to it? It is, as you are telling that DNA activation 100% after the body is not there, then it is not physical, is it?
Okay, let me correct you a little bit. Um, the DNA, what physical DNA, only two strings. There are two strings of physical DNA. There are 10 more which are not physical. Okay. 10 more strings are there which are not physical. Okay. So those are also come into the play, which we have not got into that. So those all this needs to be activated, and they do get activated when you are in a spiritual journey to some extent, not full. So slowly, what happens is just I'm sharing take it as a story. I mean, it is not full truth. I'm just telling you from the beginning. I'm just trying to give you the understanding. That's what I'm just explaining this way. Slowly, what happens is your DNA gets activated. You achieve certain. I'm talking spiritual journey now. Huh? Forget about whether it is a physical or which percent physical, which percent is, the other dimension. Don't bother about that. Huh? Just leave it for the time. Certain percent. So suppose you are moving. Suppose you opened up to say 25%. Okay, you will get some kind of ability. Yeah. Suppose you get a elevating thing, like you can lift yourself up from the ground. Huh? This ability you got. In spiritual term, it is called siddhi. Like you achieved a certain level. Okay. Like whoever is, our guiding, the gurus. So many of the time, Guru mean I'm talking about, say Babaji is, say guiding. Babaji will tell not to get stuck into that because this is also stuck. You might have heard this. They said, don't stuck in the siddhi. Yeah? We have seen many. We met there are many yogis and like Sanyogi Umashankarji, he has spent 16 years without taking any food and water. That is also a siddhi. Yeah? 16 years. But only he was told by Babaji, move on. He started taking again, as far as I know. Uh, Taking food again, because these what happens, these abilities will become your blocks. It is not end of the journey. Okay, like you are traveling somewhere, you see a nice hotel, you are so happy with that environment, you try to but your journey will be gone, no? Hotel may be good. So these are like siddhis. Yeah, you enter into the hotel, the spa, you so like that, okay, every day you wanted to have the spa, you gone, your journey is spoiled already. Same thing on the spiritual path. So those higher level of the DNA activation brings you more siddhis. Okay, you tried and thing like that and move on. And end of it, it should be alignment with the divine cause. Otherwise, you will be coming down again. If you use it for your own advantage, you will come then. Selfish motive will come down. Okay. Anyway, so I hope you understand. So there are many those aspects, and there's a higher level of siddhis, and more siddhis are there. Yeah. And there are different kinds of attributes. As I said, few of them like elevating. It's a very dramatic. That's why people like elevating from the no gravity and all. It's all possible. Yeah. Or maybe without any food and drink for years. Yeah. So those are all siddhis, and all comes from this kind of DNA activation. All right. Yes, because
Uh, I wanted to ask RPA,
yeah.
our past life karmas and present life karmas also affect the charging of these chakras,
Um,
opening of chakras, that is.
no, opening there's nothing to do with your karma. So your karma you have to settle separately. Opening up chakra can happen anytime. But as I said, only different thing is you need to have a master to open it for the first time. That is the initiation.
Okay.
Yeah. So one master needs to open up it the for first time. Then your own sadhana you can take it forward and more you meditate, your karma gets down and down and down, and all those kind of things. Or you get in your lifetime, you get in touch with some master who can. Not all the masters are empowered with the karma kshalan, deleting karma. They can do that. So that all will happen when you started walking the path. The divine will make sure it is available to you. Okay.
And second one, just you mentioned about siddhis.
Yeah.
Is it like that? It is the indication of progress in spiritual life or no?
Oh yes.
So,
Yeah.
but it has
That
a
is
pitfall
your.
also.
Yeah. That's why the more powerful is the more pitfall. You can use both ways. Huh? If somebody give you a gun, you feel powerful, no? Because you have a gun. Yeah? How you use it, that matters, because you can drop down, you can kill somebody, and you can you're going to be punished for that. Or you can use the same gun to protect 10 people from some dacoits.
Yeah.
The way you use it. Yeah. So that's why. But what happens is, uh, the power gets in your head, then there is a chance your ego will come back and you will fall down. That's why it is said, move on. You got it, fine. It's move on. Okay, that's how it works.
Okay. Thanks.
All right. Yeah. God bless you.
I also have a question, Aarti.
Yes, Sonika.
Do we get the siddhis before getting enlightenment or after?
It depends. It depends, but mostly after. Some people, they have a gift. They can do it before. Some maybe say reading unfolded, without your eyes closed. You can read a book. Huh? That is also another siddhi. Your third eye is fully activated. You can read this kind of books, but that can come before enlightenment. Okay, so these are all characteristics or attributes you can gather with which can come. But after enlightenment, there is further a lot of journeys there, a lot of siddhis. But then what happens is, the people, they choose, because some of the siddhis is not needed in their mission, life mission they wanted to do, or the divine guidance what is getting to do it. Okay, so those siddhis are not needed. So either they move on, or even if they have it, they don't show it. So just they have it and that's it. Why you need to show? It does not need approval or something from anyone. I'll come back to you, because. Okay, so that's how it works. But the answer is yes. Somebody can have certain siddhis which can come before enlightenment. It's called spiritual gift. Somebody may be psychic. Somebody can have the distant vision. When something is happening in another part of the world, they can see it from here. Yeah? In mental eye, I'm not saying the physically. They can see what is going on. Yeah? Those are ability. Many people have it.
And enlightenment and liberation are again two different things.
Yes. Enlightenment is freedom. Liberation is the merger with the unity consciousness and the universal consciousness.
So after enlightenment, the process of liberation will start.
Process has already started. As long as you wish to walk in the spiritual path, the process of liberation has started. Only you have to walk the path. No? Suppose you have to go to a certain destination which is 10 kilometers away. So you have to start somewhere. No? Then you can walk there. But you are sitting and thinking about that, you will never go there. Okay, maybe after 5 kilometers, you have to cross a river. So that other side, you have to go there. So that river is, say, enlightenment. But you have to start somewhere. Then river will come.
Thank you,
All
Aarti.
right. Okay. God bless you. Vikas, go ahead with your second question.
RPI, if a person is enlightened in this birth, so he will remain enlightened in second or third, means future coming births also, or he has to again start the journey from the.
Okay, there are 2, 3 different answers to this, but let me explain this way. If we are enlightened, no need to come back again. No need. No need to take another birth. Because what happens is earlier, before enlightenment, the births were called the karmic births because of you had a compulsion. You have to come back because to settle something, some karmic account. But when you get enlightened, all karma, as I explained earlier, as a process of enlightenment, Guru Kripa happens when all your karma is finally taken up or burned. Yeah.
Okay.
So no karma left. Without burning the karma, enlightenment is not possible. And it is also true, in your own effort, you cannot, burn all your karma. It needs Guru Kripa. That's why. Then, when the karmas are gone, you need not to come back. You are liberated. Liberated means freedom. You got free. You achieve the freedom and you walk the further journey into that. So, no need. But what happens is sometimes that enlightened person chooses to come back, take birth again. That is called dharmic birth, not for the karma. Okay, they come back. The sole intention is to help the humanity, help others to awaken, help others to understand, help others to realize the truth. For that, they take birth. Okay, now let us take a theoretical scenario. They were enlightened in one life. Now, the second life, when they came, initially, enlightenment will not be seen in the beginning of the life. They needed to, in that life, he needed to get qualified to get that. It is there. Okay. I explained in another analogy how this happens. Suppose I have a very rich person. Okay. So maybe I have one son. At the time of my son's, delivery, my wife expired. But I have a lot of money and I'm a very rich man. But my son is 2 years old. Okay. Now the doctor told me that you have only 6 months left. You have a cancer. So now my situation is that I'm sure I will die for sure. But when I die, my son will not get anything.
Yeah.
People will come and loot that whatever I have. No? So even though whatever my property, whatever things belongs to my son, but I have decided not to give it to him because people will cheat him and throw him out and take the money or property. So what I have done, I appointed a lawyer firm or attorney and put a trust or something. So what I have done is I put all my, say after my death, I put a will that all money will go to the trust. Okay. And whomsoever will take care of my son from the second year till say 18th year or 20th year, so they will get say monthly, say 5 lakh rupees per month to take care of my child. But if they don't take care, that money will stop. Whoever taking it will go to him or her. Okay, got my point. And after say 21st year, when my son will be legally adult, okay, then this farm will hand over everything to my son. So then he decides what to do with it. But even he cannot break this. This 5 lakh per month will go, whoever take care of this thing. So that way, what I'm saying is the property and the wealth I'm protecting from the legal arrangement. Same here in the enlightenment. When you come to the next life, you are still a child, you will lose it. in this life, that life, whatever happens, you have a free will. If you come to a level you are capable of handling the enlightenment, it will be given to you. If not, that life you may not get it at all. You become a criminal, you become something, you murdered somebody, and all will never come there to you. That life will be wasted.
Then again, karmic loop.
Cycle will start. Yes. Okay, but if they know that it is there and they know a normal life, at one point of time they will get it. Okay, so this is how it. That's what I have given example at the 21st year, that the son gets full property, even though he has a full right to it from the third year, fourth year, or whatever it is. But he will not get it because he is not matured enough to handle this kind of things. Okay, that is how it works.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Rafi.
All right. Okay. God bless you.
Sir, I have a question.
Yes, Kavita.
Sir, we can open our heart blockages through compassion.
Open your heart blockages. What type of heart? Heart chakra or physical heart?
Heart chakra. Heart chakra.
Heart chakra, yes. Because see, compassion is an effect. It shows that your heart chakra is open. Okay. The effect you cannot use to open it, but once it is opened, okay, through spiritual practices, you open the heart chakra. And this compassion is an effect of that.
And sir, how to open our throat chakras then?
The Kriya?
Kriya. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you. Yes.
All right. God bless you. All right. So, any other question? Then we'll go into our Kriya.
Can you hear me?
Yes, Nimu. Yeah, go ahead.
So thanks for the interesting topic. So I have a question. So for that, the junk DNA, basically that does not encode any protein. So that's how it is kind of defined. So if someone is having more DNA activated, does it signifies that more different kind of newer kind of proteins are getting coded? I mean, what is
Yeah, you're talking about that physical DNA that
right?
there are 10 more strings. Yeah. Only 2 strings are physical. Okay. So they have a different level of activation and different thing. Even there's some physical level. So suppose this first 2 DNA, whatever you are talking about, maybe you will get a self-healing ability. That is physical. Okay, something has, suppose some kidney stone has formed, it dissolved by itself, self-healing. So these kind of abilities will come with that one. But others are doesn't related to protein. Yeah? The non-physical, the DNAs, are not related to protein. But I was telling Nirupam, those are not physical. They does not need protein.
Okay, so the DNA activation is not about the physical
Only. Yeah. Part of
DNA
it,
strings.
not fully. Yeah.
Okay.
But reverse is not true. It is a part of physical DNA, of course, is a part of DNA activation. But DNA activation does not mean that too only. That's what I'm saying.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
All right. Okay. God bless. All right.
Sir, one more question. Sir, can you take class on how to surrender to God? One session on that.
Okay, fine. I will do that. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay.